Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna make a steak shrimp garlic dinner. I hope you enjoy. Let's go. Okay, we're gonna start off with some thick ribeye steak. I started off with some Himalayan sea salt and spread it all over both steaks. Then I'm going to take a fork and poke some holes all over my steaks. This is so some of my seasonings can seep through the steaks and it can be really seasoned very well. Then I take some peppercorn pepper and spread it all over both of my steak. Then take some steak rub sauce. I realized that my steak seasoning was broken, so I decided to just spread it over with my hands, and then I pat it into my steaks so it can really stick, and do the same thing on the opposite side. Spread my salt, then I'm going to poke it with my fork again, put some more pepper and some more of the steak rub and pat it in so my steak can really latch on to the seasoning. Just like that. Yes. Then I decided to change into a glass bowl and pour some Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce. I don't know how to exactly say it, but it's going to be in the description box. Yeah. So after I pour about as much to fill the bottom of the glass bowl so it can get all over both steaks, I let it sit and marinate. While that's marinating, I already peeled and cleaned my shrimps. I pour some Obey seasoning on it, a little parsley, some Tony Creole seasoning, just a little bit of that, and then some fresh peppercorn pepper and some paprika to give it some color. And then I'm going to mix this all together, mix all the seasonings so it can get all over each shrimp, and then I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to take some garlic herb bread I picked up at the grocery store in the baking aisle. I'm going to rub some of that garlic butter that we made in last week's video onto our bread. And this is going to make, oh my god, this is going to make some very delicious garlic bread. It smells and it's so good with this fresh bakery bread and our fresh garlic butter. You can't beat this. I'm going to turn my pan around because I couldn't really get to it to spread all the garlic butter all over it. And then on one of my slices, I decided to use some sharp cheddar cheese and spread it on top of the garlic butter. After I did that, I pour some canola oil into my skillet and make sure I get the pan really hot. I take my marinated steak. Once my pan is really hot, I put it onto the skillet and it should sound just like this. If your pan isn't sizzling like this, your pan isn't hot enough. I let my steak cook on each side a minute each, and then I'm going to flip it and let it cook a minute on this side. I do this about 5 times. I let it cook 5 minutes on each side. But in between my flipping, about the third one, I'm going to take some more of our garlic butter and put it in our pan and let it melt. I also put a little garlic butter on top of my steak, and what I'm doing here is basting my steak so it can be nice and juicy. So you keep pouring the butter on top of our steak so our steak can be very juicy. And then I'm going to keep flipping it our minutes up, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm adding some more of our garlic butter on top of our steaks. And then I'm gonna baste this side as well. Y'all, these steaks were so juicy and tender. I'm going for a medium well steak. I use a meat thermometer to make sure that my steak is the right temperature inside. Once it is, I'm going to take it off the skillet and let my steak rest. And with that butter, I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to also cook my shrimp on the same butter I cooked my steak in. I placed all of my shrimp on one side into this yummy butter. This is going to give my shrimp a nice crusted crust on its texture. It's going to be so good and garlic and buttery. I also add some more garlic butter in it so I can have some fresh garlic butter in my shrimp. Once it melts, I mix all of the butter till it reaches all of the shrimps, and I cook each shrimp 2 minutes on each side until it's done. Then I'm gonna come back and flip my shrimp on the other side and let it cook on that side. Even though it doesn't look like it, these are large shrimp. As you can see on this side, our shrimp has a nice crust on it. It's nice and buttery, and it has a great texture added to it. And your kitchen's gonna smell so good. I was ready to eat right now. Once my shrimp is done, I can remove it from the stove. I paired my shrimp and steak with some macaroni and garlic bread that we made. I hope you get to try my recipe. Let me know if you do in the comment section. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. See you next time.